Hello, this is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners. Today we're going to do an orchid. This is inspired by Ning Yeh's 108 Flower Book 2, and I'll show it to you. It's Dendrobium Orchid, and sometimes also called butterfly orchid. And we're going to do a simpler composition first without the leaves. I have done it on different paper, and I will show it. This one is done on semi-sized Xuan, so you can see that it's I can get variations, but then the moisture control is very easy. Each different paper give each depth color difference. And then the second one, I did it on natural colors of Jinhe paper. It's softer because also have some sizing. And then the people who has moisture control issue, this is a very good choice. So the previous two that all for people were having a too wet brush. And this one is done on the glass paper, which has completely sizing. And when we're done, I'm going to show lined up to see, you can see even though it's the same color, it makes a difference, variations because of the sizing of the paper. This one I did with the leaves. This one is on gold flex. And you can see it run quite a bit. So if you have moisture control issue, you might have issues. And then this last one is done on aged single Xuan. So give you a different color. So now I'm putting all of them together. And you can see it depends on different papers. Will give you a different variation of color. So you can definitely use our jade plate double Xuan, which will be easy to control moisture and also give you a good color. And I'm going to demo on aged single that the color is pretty stable and also shows good variation in color. On the color we're using bright light, and this is the palette I'm already prepared ahead of time. I will show you how to do it later on, and then the brushes I'm using, I have two, which just for convenience, so I don't need to change brushes, but they are the same. They are full Lotus brush, and you can use your large flow. And I like them because you can also use flow brush, which is small brush, and I only use the small brush for the center of the flower. I don't use the paddle around it, because when the brush is so small, it's hard to get a variation, the transparency. And then I'm using Happy Dot for the small area and lines. And now I'm going to show you how I prepare the color. The first color I'm using is the center of the flower. I'll get which is this dark purple. In the Ning Yeh's book, it's called for Paling Violet, which is a Winsor Newton color, and we are going into a more beginner, budget-friendly watercolor, which is our bright light, and each tube is about $2, and I can make it work. So the first color I'm using is Rouge. And then I add purple to the Rouge to make this dark. Bring this out a little bit on this side for the leaf, for the large petals, but then in the meantime, the center I'm going to darken more. So add more purple. So I'm constantly marrying these two together, so they kind of harmonious existing. So you can see very clearly when it's darker. So this is on the edge of the petal, and this is the center of the flower. And then I'm going to have a yellow all by yourself. It's also for the center of the flower. And then I'm going to use the same yellow with indigo. So this is for the edge of the flower petal, and I'm going to make it pretty watery, because if you get too pasty, it just look kind of cheap. So These 4 colors is all I'm going to need for today's subject. So again, the center is rouge plus purple. So I load by flow and then blend. And I load again and blend. Then I use Happy Dot with yellow. Then I'm doing the center. And then same brush, touch this dark color. And I'm doing little touch. And then I'm using Flow Brush. This time I'm touching the lighter, which is less purple. So this is the center of my flower. And then I'm going to use my full Lotus brush. You can use large flow, super flow. The reason I'm using such a big brush is I want to make sure I achieve the transparency of the color. So
And you achieve that transparency by not loading the color too deep,
right,
and using a bigger brush.
Right. So then I'm touching the lighter dark red. And then so and then the center, I load more red. They are all looking for the center. So a lot of times Ning like to say, fish look for the same food. So So that's my initial flower. And then I'm going to do a back side of flower right underneath here. Then I'm going to do 2 buds here. Maybe 3, make it longer. And then I'm going to strand it with a bone stroke all the way through. So I'm using the green, hopefully pretty dry brush. And connect this. So this is Dendrobium Orchid for today.